All right, we are live.
Divine blessing, everyone. We are back talking about the Integrator Summit again. And we have a special guest who is going to be presenting on this event, GodTess, Goddess,
Right? Welcome, goddess. Welcome,
looking
welcome.
vibrant.
So she
Highlights.
is she is
Highlights.
a death doula, which is like I'm gonna let her explain it. Go ahead, tell us who are you? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, well, first of all, let me thank the cosmic couple over there. Uh, Two of my favorite people, Ray and Sahat. Thank you so much for your love.
We need love.
Um, so, who is GodTess? She's a complex creature. I thought I'd just throw a little funny in there. The the death doula, the Sankofa Rites of Passage facilitator, our Death to Life coach, and a myriad of other things, mother, grandmother, and just a guiding light right now.
I love
I
that. So
love
what
that.
is like explain to the people who might have never heard what a death doula is. What is a death doula?
Okay, great question. A death doula is an individual that, just like you've heard of birth doulas, they are a person that assists with the birth. That is a birth doula. A death doula is an individual that supports when people are at their end of life. Um, Hopefully, that um, explains it in the simplest form, but I can go deeper for you if you like.
Let's.
Yes, let's go
This is
deep.
the space. Let's go deep. Our
Okay,
audience like that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
okay. Well, that's good stuff for me. Um, yes, on the surface, that's what it is. It's a person that supports with a person that's at their end of life. However, in this instance, in this transmission for today, um, we are being faced with so much mayhem and manic that society has decided to allow to be, persons included. And because of that, we see this tremendous outbreak of, I mean, it's even happening worldwide. It's even happening in the earth. It's even happening in water. It's even happening in weather. It's happening all throughout this universe. So, what that's transmitting to me is that we're being called forward to stand what? In the gaps, because now that's what's being left. Every space wants to be filled with the fear of death. And those of us that have accepted this assignment of being support in this time, meaning, let's speak of what we're transmitting tonight. Integrators,
Mhm.
we have decided that yes, this is my calling, and I'm answering the call, and it's a clarion call from beyond, from other places in the universe, that we have decided to bring ourselves into oneness, just like all of the roots of the trees are connected. So there's a connectiveness going on with all of the masters, the master healers at this time. Those that have decided to take and faced the assignment of this death, and that we're supposed to be in this co-joined love spirit for the ascending. And speaking of that, I was given an assignment by spirit to ring this bell. Why? There's someone that came on tonight
Mhm.
that is not yet received their call. So now that's a unlocking that just happened with that bell,
Mhm.
Mm.
because there are more therapies that talking can do. So this here is this we're going beyond what words can do. Air, fire, and water are even those places that we can call upon, and sound to get this transmission clear. And so the clarity of it, that yeah, there is a lot of death around. However, we are not to be in a place of fear. It is the cleansing that's going on. And because of this cleansing, we have also accepted our assignment that we are the ones that are going to be standing and waiting for those that are, some reluctantly, others that are coming forward at this time.
Wow.
I love
So,
that.
everyone, welcome. If y'all are just chiming in, welcome, welcome. We are talking about basically the title of today is Dying Daily is Divine. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. But GodTess is going to be one of the amazing speakers. We have a lineup of amazing speakers that we'll be having at the Integrator Summit this February 18th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. All you gotta do is go to theintegratorsummit.com and get your free ticket today, because this is not an event that you want to miss. This is not an event that you want to miss. Definitely, definitely, definitely go right now to theintegratorsummit.com and get your ticket today, because we are going to be dropping so much information on how to integrate mind, body, and spirit in order to take you to your next level of self mastery. And more importantly, we're in a space of unification. So while there has been separatism in the conscious community, it is time for us to bring that together. Separatism in age, culture, races. It's time to get rid of that and unify. So I'm Ray,
And I'm Sahat.
and we are your favorite spiritual couple. And we also have Samuel the Angelic Knight here. Hold on,
Oh,
let us oop boop boop bop. There we
greetings,
go.
beloved.
And
Namaste, my dear friends. Namaste.
he is also one of the organizers of the Integrator Summit. So we are coming together and bringing all of these communities together with the intention for unification. So, GodTess, I got so many questions for you. First off, let's talk about unification. We'll get to Dying Daily shortly, but let's get to unification. Tell us what you tell the people what you kind of told us about the universe and about the time for unifying.
Yes. Uni has already decided what this is a century ago. This is nothing new. We're just catching up to it. So Uni has already put forth the call of unite or die. Those are the two options. And since we have been so preoccupied by distractions, by what people call life, just living my life, living my best life. I mean, those are the sayings now. The culture has really
Brainwashed?
made a whole construct for individuals to come to, and babble in. Do sit, do stay, and are you not entertained? They are
Mm,
in the cathedrals now,
mm,
like the droves. Now, here's Uni. Enough is enough. You've shown your power. Now I shall show forth my power. And all of this came to me of how serious it was 5 years ago. And the scripture that was attached with it is death and life is in the power of the tongue. And those that love it, they shall eat the fruit thereof. And I was like, I've heard that in church because I was an avid church goer. And now I'm just a studier of word. I read everything, anything, Quran, the tablets, anything that is, giving me the insight and the wisdom of universe. Now, I only used to read the Bible though, but even there, here were these signs of these definite things that were going to take place. So death and life is in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And so I say to myself, wow, I've heard that in church, but I heard it in reverse. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. And I said, why would they reverse it? And Spirit was just like, good question. Because here's the fruit they want to eat. They want to eat the fruit of goodness, of life. Now, remember, they said that that was a sin as well, to eat from the tree of life. That whole situation needs to be examined as well, because ask anybody today, they have been filled with what it is to be in this life, and they are gorging on it right now. And I mean that literally. Like, people are in this place of tired with what they have gathered from this life. And it has been all of those things that you said earlier, Ray. Separatism, nepotism. Go and do your own thing. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Okay. Just all of the things. And Spirit has been, this clarion call has been for way over a century. However, when death started being introduced as a cleansing, a great cleansing, then you start seeing the diseases, and you start seeing the great flood happen here, and this plague happened there. And, we have these things in history, so we can all go and research this. That scripture, though, it was reversed so that everybody wants to partake of life. No one wants to partake of death. Because there's power in both. Mm-hmm. And that is the unification right there. Because if you can call on those particular powers of life, whatever they might be, whether that's, from the universe, to whereas we're all asking for health and wealth and, all this abundance, all of those things that may be associated with life, you can surely call on the power of death and say in those same manner, in those same words, I call upon death. First of all, here's why people don't use it as a power, because first of all, it must be used on self. And so to speak to yourself in that manner, you'll say it to a situation, you will say it to a thing. However, to speak it to yourself, that I would die to the things or to anything that's impeding me from the bigger picture, the unification of self. Because there's a lot of spirits that have came into this life with us. And so we must do this intricate work of going in and to those dark places of ourselves and working out our own soul salvation.
Mm.
So the integration of not only mind, soul, body, spirit, the integration has to happen when the house is really taken over and filled until there's this continued outpouring, not only in word, in deed.
Mm.
And how do we know if we've reached that place? We'll all begin to eat the fruit thereof. And the
Mm.
fruit will actually be fruit, and it will be fruitful.
Indeed, I love that, and that is a great transition into the topic of tonight. Dying daily is divine. I would love for you to elaborate on what that actually means and the power behind that daily death and
Mm.
how that is divine.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, we're already doing it. What do I mean by we? I speak of we in the terms of those that we have no control over. Meaning, if you really had the ability to wake yourself up, breathe in and out, not lose a strand of hair, not lose skin on a daily basis, would you try to control that? So you see, there are some things that universe decided we cannot be trusted with. Because we would tell, hey, Ray, right now, stop breathing. Stop it. We would try to use it on each other as opposed to being one with breath. That's all spirit is. Breath, ruha. And so to take the control out of our entire existence, we must sleep every day. There's your death every day. Try to do 24 hours. I dare you. I'm speaking to the people out there in the audience too. Try to do 24 whole hours without
With
sleep.
no substances.
Right, with no substance, no coffee, no Red Bull. What else do you have out there?
Right.
None of that.
Even the maca and the natural.
Absolutely, absolutely, beloved. Even that. Try to do it. And about 8 hours, 10 hours in, there's your death. Why? Because universe decided that we cannot be trusted with these things. Because we would surely use it on each other as a weapon.
You talking spicy.
Yeah.
Come on. Look, I say this because these are the things that once we have grasped, really grasped, and then not only grasped, we start to agree with.
Mhm.
I agree with dying daily. What does that look like for me? Now, here's what I'm hoping people take from this transmission. One more time. Because there's that one person that's going to decide to not get clear tonight. So there's no more calls for you. I want you to know you must follow the sound now. You must follow the sound of what this is, this transmission. Because some will turn this off and be in a place of, not for me, no, not for me. Okay, excellent. Then you will receive your call some other way. So for us, right now, it's agreement. It's agreeing with all of these things that are already taking place. No work involved in that. How do we put it into practice. That's the thing. For me, I'm an avid napper now. Since I got the call, I nap like a baby. And people are saying that, oh, you're a mother and a grandmother? Where? You
Where?
know, like I'm a
I'm pretty sure
grandmother.
I asked you that.
I'm a grandmother of 10.
Where?
I'm a mother of 6. And when I tell you that the whole mirror effect and getting out of the mirror being a reflection, but a reversal. When you look in the mirror, you see a reversal of yourself. The reflection that you're supposed to see is in each other. No mirror can give you a true picture of yourself. And that is the agreement we have broke. You know what sin is? Sin is the abuse of power. And every time we disagree with this breath that comes in and out of this vessel, we are abusing our power. And we abuse universe. And we say to universe, you shouldn't have done that. You should not have trusted me with a vessel. You should not have allowed me to come here and be a voice, be something that has definitely chosen purpose over power. So when we don't agree and that agreement doesn't bring unification, and I mean in everything, I mean in husband and wife and children, mothers, fathers, our agreement with the words, integrity, there's your integration. It's all about the inter. And so what I see in you and Ray Sahat and Brother Angel Knight, I wanted to really speak with you being on this side because the things that you bring forth. I'm so grateful to hear you in oneness with universe. So I'll go forward. I'll go forward with the transmission. When we don't have these heart to hearts, your body is not able to do this, beloved. That's why we must lay it down every day. We must. Because the body is too small and too weak a vessel to do this work. So the connectivity, the heart to hearts are connecting just like synapses of trees. All the trees all over the world are connected. And we'll never be able to grasp the whole, this is our example. Yes, I'm a tree lover and a tree hugger.
Yes.
Love, love, love. Love a good tree. Love some plants. And I see myself when I transition, just going back to the trees, going back to whatever that is, nature. I see myself transitioning like that. So the agreement that we all should be making is with that thing that we have no control over. And it has already made itself apparent. So no one has to go and search for this truth. No one has to be in a place of, I don't know, I'm losing it. No, they have heard and they're hearing loud and clear. So, that for me is the most important thing that we can really tap into right now. And once we agree, how do we implement and practice Is it ritual form? Is it, something like we're sharing at the summit with all of these masters? How do we now get past the fear of death? If we say to ourselves what they have said, that is false evidence appearing real, then okay. Then how has it had such a hold on powerful, powerful beings? How has the illusion, even of fear, been in this of having such a hold? It hasn't. We have held on to it.
Come on now.
Mm.
Come on now.
And so, yeah, it's a clarion call of do or die. I choose die.
Oof. That just gave me chills.
Extremely profound.
It's such a paradigm a paradigm shift. You know, GodTess. First off, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on this integration summit, and thank you so much. I'm so honored by your words about my ability to step aside. But as you talk, um, everything you speak about, I'm clairvoyantly seeing as you talk about the connected hearts, and I keep hearing a word of two phrases that when I first heard them years ago, I understood that more growth would be needed to even begin to fathom the truth of it, and it was holy darkness. And
Mm.
I'm like, wait a minute. I remember at the time it was coming through, and it was my guys were trying to show me that, hey, your thought of what darkness is, it has been, it's been intent, corrupted, right? But you have to remember in the beginning, even as you say, you read different scriptures, right, to with your discerning spirit and your connection to source, to be able to receive wisdom from source, you know in that it says, "Let there be light," but first there was the void. Master Ray, she spoke on one of her cosmic convos about the void first and coming from that. And when you're talking about death and dying to self, for me, right now I'm sitting. I know I'm sitting at the like the foot of such a goddess, of such a no pun intended. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm sitting at, it's so funny you use the tree because clairvoyantly, I feel like I'm sitting in front of a mighty tree that's in the form of a divine feminine. And I am, forgive the words, but I have to be truthful. I am suckling from the nectar of this tree, and that nectar is primordial truth. Is primordial truth, right? And what you're saying is so true. But I also share with you in that connection where we read all things, right? And as we've expanded our consciousness, we are able to see uh, where some of those scriptures, no matter where we're reading it from, we are able to discern the truth in its integrity, and uh, also see how today's constructs and today's people have tried to use some of it incorrectly. So I say this with great joy. When you talk about die, I choose death. When you first said that, I felt ego rise up and was like, whoa, death. Wait. Wait, using that now, I call death to me. Wait, right. Because, we're thinking, and I'll be honest, one of my greatest challenges has been the fear of death, right? The fear of death. But then it's like, oh, let's discover that. And those of you guys watching, to really tap into this truth, get past that fear. What is really death? But death is also beautiful. It's not just the physical death where we're thinking about transition, but even in that, we think that's scary because oh, you don't get to, you're not here anymore. What else is there? But you realize that death is the sister, it's the brother to life. It is life. It is life. That's the point. It is life. There's a distinction, but not a separation. Woo!
That's it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna
That's
get.
it. That's it.
I'm learning so much, and I thank you. And what I was gonna say is, your words remind me of Master Yeshua.
Hmm.
Your teachings remind me of Master Yeshua. That I have a very intimate relationship with Master Yeshua. That's my guy. Um, and that you can harken back to the parable where he came across a wealthy man,
Yeah.
and he asked him to give up all his treasures to follow him, and he was unable to do that. But how does that relate to what you're talking about? That was a symbology of a death. That was a symbology of everything that he thought was important. Can you die? Can you die to this version of you to step into something greater? And I love how you said universe knew that we could not handle certain things. We got so much going on that it has automated some things. But step into that power. And again, as you speak, I hear the words, I hear the reflection, the divine reflection. That is the truth of Master Yeshua's. When you spoke of every day, when we sleep, when we do things, our body naturally, it shuts down, it wakes up. We trust that our lungs will breathe again, that our neurons are firing, that our heart is beating. There are automatic things. So many our chakras are constantly moving and feeling. All of it is this is the most fantastic technology that has been created, a corporeal physical temple that can also integrate with the spiritual, the divine being our soul. So I hear that. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to take it. This is just
No,
it's
please.
amazing.
You're in the vein. That's
So
that's that's it.
so you are just mind blowing me, and I just really want the audience to think this, especially those because we have different people coming from different schools of thought. And so I just want people, as they hear you say, die to that. It also reminds me of what I was saying, Master Yeshua's words when he talks about coming to source with what you think your burdens are, and he's like, hey man, don't the birds aren't the birds free? Don't the birds eat every day? So how greater are you cared about? Are you cared about? Step into that. Just relax. Step into that. Be free. It's also part of the divine feminine energy when you're truly one with the universe and you're allowing yourself to let go and be free to tap into that void. So I am a student today, and you have just connected so many things, and I thank you because those two phrases I heard years ago, holy darkness, I'm finally at the point where I'm getting some schooling, or being able to register some schooling on that. So please, wow, please continue, man. Please continue, embracing that. I embrace the death, and and lastly, and then I'm gonna transition back over. Those of us who come from a first religious background and then started expanding beyond into things, you know, some of us can relate, especially those watching. When you first heard people call themselves God, a part of you cringed at first
Oh,
because
blasphemy.
yeah, blasphemy, right, Sahat. A part of you, when you first began it, a part of you cringed at first because you was like, man, I understand, self-love and putting yourself out there in affirmation, as Sahat likes to say, turning yourself on spiritually, but that's blasphemy. But as you awakened and you realize, well, you're a fingerprint of God, you are a perspective of God, and are ye not gods as well? The things I do, you will do as well. When you realize it's all there, as you said, GodTess, you just have to discern. Then you became comfortable with registering that, because you knew you weren't saying you're the almighty in everything. You're saying I'm a perspective in that, and I stand in that power. Today, you've given me the ability to help conquer some of that fear of death and what that is. And that's not, because it's all in divine. It's all a part of source. And if you're divinely protected, then can you get whoo, whoo.
Catch your breath. Brevity. Catch your breath.
Can you not? Yeah, exactly. Can you not also use that? And even in the example of Master Yeshua using death to bring life. So anyway, I'll give that back over to you, please. Continue
I
to
would
teach.
love to hop in. I would love to hop in because I want to talk about, like, when you originally said it to us, dying daily is divine. My immediate thought went to the flow of the seasons, right? And when we were talking about unification, I think that we often, and when I say we, I just mean like the collective, often forgets that we are an extension of Mother Gaia. We are an extension of this beautiful feminine earth, right? And she also dies daily, right? We are in a season, we are emerging from a season of death, winter, and it's part of the seasons. And when you begin to align yourself and really understand what unification really is, what the you and I verse within you is, it is, like you said earlier, this divine reflection. So when you flow with the rhythm of Mother Gaia, you realize, okay, in this season, what am I shedding that no longer serves me? When you talked about the skin cells, when you talked about the hair follicles, they're no longer serving you. That is why they shed, and like you said, if it was up to us, we can't be trusted with these type of responsibilities, so that is exactly why it's so challenging, and why fear has been embedded in us of death. But death is actually an essential part of life. I just want that. I want that to marinate on the audience for just a moment. Death is an essential part of life, because there's no evolving if there is no first. If death does not come first,
Right. No eternal evolution, if I may add. No eternal evolution. Why would you ever want that?
right?
Then you'd be stuck in a loop. Can you imagine doing this every minute of every day? You're
Drive me
just,
crazy.
you're right. Yeah, you would be like, ah. And why would you want to? Is that what you chose as an experience? Is that what you have said to yourself as divine beings? That I trap myself in this reality. And that's it, that's all.
And many people have, unfortunately.
This is true, beloved. And that's why I said the dying daily is divine. And if I don't say it, I die anyway. Just like all of us, we have accepted our assignment here. That's how you can call someone a master. And there's still mastery over masters. This word is not to be taken lightly. You have died 1,000 deaths. Some of us physically, Like for myself, at least two here in this realm. One by car accident that I was not supposed to walk away from. Well, two by car accident. Someone rear-ended me and I rear-ended a pole and wrapped around a pole.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Two accidents I was not supposed to walk away from. No scratch. They did say, oh, you may have a concussion. And I was just like, what? I'm breathing. I'm here. Well, we need to keep you in the hospital. I'm like, yeah, do whatever you're going to do. I'm going home as soon as I can. I'm fine. I'm here. Why? How? That's the question most people want to ask. I say, why? Because it's my divine assignment to make this transmission clear. And if I don't make it clear, it will just pass down to my grandchildren and to their children and to their children's children. Because those are the things we carry with us from generation to generation to generation. The lack of fulfilling the assignment. Just like Yah, he was there when all of the assignments were being assigned. And what is yours? And what is yours? And what is yours? And I shall take my own and go. So send me through the annals of time. Eternity was put into time. That's all we're fulfilling now. So now it's the agreement of all agreements. We're all being asked to fulfill right now. Some will answer, others will not. And all of it is well. No judgment. All of it is just about clarity. So to not have this beautiful, beautiful gift of using that divine word, that's about all I can surmise it to. Because we have taken it, we have put horns on it, we have, you go to gamut with it. It's red, it's.
Which is interesting to me because red signifies the root chakra. Interesting.
So when you have really done your study, because see, all of us masters here, while we can be called masters, is that we're living epistles read of men. So, Brother Samuel, you're being read even while you're sleeping. They come and say, let me see. Can we trust him with this assignment? Can we trust Ran Sahat with this assignment to be living epistles read of men? They won't shrink. They won't go back. They won't, speak with a double tongue, because that's what they wanted death and life to be in the power of the tongue. They wanted it to be a duality. But they are actually from the same place. And they should resonate as well with everyone. So that begs the question of why has it been so demonized? Why has the 666 been attached to it? What is the 666? Protons, neutrons. What it is? Come on. Tell me. Who has not said to themselves, what really is this? and went into deep introspection. And maybe that's going to take, and see, that's the dying process, because some have to leave their families. Just as Master Yeshua was not received amongst his own.
Mm.
So I can't truly say how many times that I've been here through this transmission. However, I can say that this time I am in the right place at the right space, because there is no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Yes.
place at the right space. And I'm fulfilling what needs to be fulfilled. Now, will it be called crazy? Already has. Will family and friends already have? we'll crucify her. All in there too.
Right.
So I might as well just take my divine self and create what that daily practice looks like.
Mm.
And that is the ultimate question.
And part of that daily dying as well includes the information that we've been fed. It includes the programming that has been impressed upon us. You have to kill off all of that information. And like you said, it's the introspection. Ask the right questions. The quality of your life or the quality of the questions you ask. If you steady worried about why me and you're focused on the fear, you stay in that red. That's what I was going to talk about in the red, like the root chakra. That is where all the fear, the trauma, all of that is stored and held there. If it's not released, how is the rest of your chakras going to light up or align?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first one, you know? And so we have to die and kill off all of that information that is also poison to self. It's poison at this point.
Yeah, a lot of us are living with self-inflicted wounds.
Mm.
We have taken knives and poison, like you said. And here's another thing. And I've been I talked offline with Ray and Sahat about this one day. We just had a whole come together that was supposed to be 20 minutes and it lasted 2 hours. I was like, what's this thing about water and Black people? What is that?
We do be having some kind of conversation.
Right, we really do. And I'm just like,
I'm guilty of that.
Me too, brother. Me too. And I said, you know what? This year, I'm done. I'm done with that even being a narrative in my life.
Mm.
If my 7-year-old granddaughter, who was 5 at the time, decided she was going to get in the lake because all of us were having a bonfire on the lake. And she said, I want to go in there. And she started her way down the rocks. And we all had to drop our little drinks and whatever we were doing. And, hey, she's going in the lake. Stop her. She's going in the lake. And about time everybody turned around and we all started, going down the rocks, she was already at the water, like, I want to go in there. I'm like, okay, 5-year-old self, we're back online. It's our turn now. So yes, Brother Samuel, I hear you. I hear your spirit. And a child shall lead them. So it's only when we get in those places, they done already said all they're going to say. They done did all they're going to do. They took away. They done added some to me. Said I was crazy plus. How do you be crazy plus? and this whole time it's been up to me to call it crazy good.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. I receive all that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so now when you begin to be trusted by universe, You can see even the air that is really water moving through you, moving through the air. You can see walls expand and come back. You can see the cells in the body as they're doing their magnificent work to cleanse you from this transmission that you sit in called a body. You begin to see, not with these, because of course they're the feelers for out here. You begin to see. You take it way above. Now, we talked chakras earlier. You take it to your eighth, your ninth, your 10th, your 11th, and you take it to your star below your feet. You begin to see. You begin to hold yourself accountable in crystal form. Ooh, you begin to see. And only when you see, you can say. Because other than that, Brother Yeshua would not have spoke at all. He just would have came, he would have performed, then he would have died in that order. That's why he barely spoke. Because this is a transmission for a lower form.
Mm.
So that is another death right there too. And it's happening right now. They're taking away communication. Check it. Are they creating more modules so that you'll communicate better? Are they saying we need to get together more? No. Sit in your house and watch Netflix till you die.
These kids speaking acronyms now.
Right. And have
Like,
fun
what does
and
that
chill.
mean?
What is Netflix and chill? It's not chill when you watching Netflix. Come on now. And so I'm saying all of this to say, look at the oxymoron that we find ourselves partaking in this age.
You have so many gems that you've just dropped in this interview. And I know you have so much more to share with us. Could you, what if we draw back the curtain now, what would you share? Just give a glimpse of what you would share at the Integrator Summit.
Hmm. Just a glimpse. just a little.
Just a little peek.
Well, I've already talked about a little of everything, and I'm going to really outline what universe put in place, what Most High put in place
Mm.
for this dying daily, and I'm going to bring it from a scientific perspective, so that you'll be able to go and look and say to yourself, "Oh my God, really? I didn't even know that." And then we're going to share about what that has done thus far and what it will do further.
That is
I love
beautiful.
that.
I absolutely love when people utilize science to explain spirituality. Because in my opinion, that's all science is. It's an
Exactly.
explanation. It is
Exactly.
proof of
Exactly.
what spirituality is.
It's all spirit.
Bingo. It is allowing us to understand the creation of source and our place in it. Just to understand all of creation. That's what science is, the study of the creation of what source is playing, what source is having fun doing. That's I mean that perfect down to the quantum. This has been phenomenal. I'm like a child in not even in a candy store, like when I was young, they had a store called Toys R Us. For those of y'all who a little who ain't as old as in, and Toys R Us still is and always will be my favorite store, man. And right now, I'm in a spiritual Toys R Us, and it's like all the gems that you just dropped, like Sahat alluded to. I'm like, oh my God, like, can I take it? Can I take it? And the answer is yes. And you know how you can get all these gems? The Integrator Summit. I am so honored and so honored that you are joining this program and saying yes and sharing your assignment and the fulfillment of that. Guys, if you are not yet signed up for the Integrator Summit, I know that you're going to, but if you
What you
have
doing?
if you
Go.
have not, what are they being right now? If they have not yet signed up for the Integrated Summit, say
You're
it with me.
being disrespectful.
Disrespectful. They being
Oh,
disrespectful. Stop being disrespectful to yourself and your higher self, right? You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
I told y'all that on the promo that it's a celebration, it's a birthday. And what is a birthday, right? It's you being born into the new you. But what had to happen? You had to die. You had to die out that comfort zone, right? A new you was born, right? So yeah, like let's come on now. So
Absolutely. Thank you,
Yes,
beloved.
thank you so
You are
much.
such a
Thank
divine
you.
feminine mother. Oh my goodness. I'm putting my hands together, but I got this big old crystal in the middle.
No, you hold on to you, baby. I know, me too. I go nowhere without it. I kid you not.
man,
I even
Yeah.
travel with them. And so
Me too.
here's
At the
customs ask
airport,
me,
like,
what's that in your purse? And I'm like, my children. They're like, okay, go ahead. So yes, I agree.
same. Like,
you
same.
are just gorgeous in your badassery. You are
Thank
you
you, brother.
You are such a divine feminine mother. We are
Yes,
so
you are.
excited. Thank you to all our viewers,
Yeah.
commenters. We're streaming on multiple platforms right now, so thank you to everyone for tuning in. You can find GodTess on Facebook, GodTess White. You can also find her on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Eternal evolutions.
Mm.
Eternal Evolution. So
Mhm.
follow her. And then if you ain't signed up yet, what you doing? Go sign up for the Integrator Summit. It's February 18th. It's on a Saturday. You ain't doing nothing. Go to theintegratorsummit.com and join us because this is going to be revolutionary. We are sending out waves of energy all over the country and even outside the country.
And it's a free event. So invite everyone you know because we are out here raising the vibration.
Absolutely.
It's the
Absolutely.
Super Bowl of spirituality. You got to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The team you're
Yes.
playing for is yourself, is Source.
Mhm.
Yes.
But thank you so much, beloved, for joining us
Beloved.
We
and
love
sharing
you.
your
Brother
wisdom.
Samuel.
Thank you.
We love
Thank you.
you, honor
Love.
you. We thank you. And we will see y'all on February 18th.
Yes, and vibrate in your magnificence, everyone.
Namaste.
Yes.